I'd like to take this time to welcome you to Spiritual IV. It's so great to have you here. My name is Pastor André Campbell, and today we'll have another Spiritual IV. Uh, there's an old story in the 1800s of two families that ended up battling it out over one family, the Young family, not being willing to sell the Crocker family their land so that they could expand their home and to do some other things there in San Francisco, up on a famous area called Nob Hill. And that famous battle over the Young family not being willing to sell their home, as other families did sell their home to this rich gentleman named Mr. Crocker, turned into a situation where Mr. Crocker built a spike fence. It's a famous story of this spike fence. And he wanted to spite his neighbor for not selling him the property. So the spike fence was 40 feet tall. Now, 40 feet is about almost 3 stories. If you're trying to picture exactly what 40 feet up in the air looks like, about a three-story building almost. And for several years, this battle raged on. It even persisted to when Mr. Young decided to take his family and move, but still refused to sell the land to Mr. Crocker. And so the house sat there with this spike fence still up and the house just falling to pieces. And then Mr. Young died. And you thought maybe his wife would just give up on this situation, but she felt so slighted by Mr. Crocker's fence that she held up the fight, appealed to the city. They didn't do anything about it, and so she died. And finally, the children, recognizing the what's the word I'm looking for here? Kind of the dysfunction of the situation, they decided to go ahead and sell the property to the Crocker family. But then the earthquake and fires of San Francisco took place in, I think it was around 1906 or so, and the house and the fence and everything was destroyed, and the Crocker family, who had just bought it, decided not to fix it back, and they ended up selling it to, donating it to charity, and a church was built there. Amazing story of people who are just reticent against one another. But you know what? I wonder if some of us are building spike fences in our lives. If you're building a spike fence, I want to encourage you today, tear it down. Maybe it's because somebody did something somebody did, or something somebody didn't do for you. But I have a better idea that I would like to recommend. Maybe I don't want to say better, but one that I think has worked for me. And that is, instead of building spike fences, I've decided to ask God to place a hedge of his protection around both me and even my enemy, my so-called enemy, or whomever I may be upset with, to place a hedge around us while he continues on to take care of the situation between the true enemy of our souls. So my prayer for you is that you would allow God to build a hedge of protection around you and your loved ones and everyone else while he handles what needs to be done on this earth. But outside of that, let's stop erecting these spike fences.
In the middle of the week, with the word once more. If you feel a little weak, this is Spiritual IV. In the middle of the week, with the word once more. If you feel a little weak, this is Spiritual IV.